Hi, I'm Derek for Entertainment Stew, and I'm here to talk about No Man's Sky. I know. I already did a video praising No Man's Sky, but things have changed. I also know that there's been a lot written about it, and I like to approach it from the perspective of looking at the specific technical choices made and focusing on procedural generation. In all fairness, I think there's a subset of people that will enjoy it for exactly what it is. Much of their credit is more or less what the devs promised. There's also a subset of people that will find it soothing or something to grind at while binging a TV series or listening to a podcast. On those grounds, it is completely awesome. You could play it 24/7, 365 days a year and never run out of a world to explore, species to catalog, atmospheres to descend into, and star systems to warp to. And not to be discounted, the developers promise much more to come. But on a more general level though, I think much of the lack of soul comes from the exact same thing that people laud about it the most. Procedural generation can, if used well, greatly lessen the load on artists and engineers in creating spaces for players to inhabit. But the issue is that these spaces are uniformly not particularly interesting. There are always going to be the super fascinating edge cases, and I suspect we'll see those screenshotted and shared in the weeks to come. But think about it this way, for every Niagara Falls and Grand Canyon, you have almost 4 million square miles in North America that are less distinct and less interesting, and in many cases are indistinguishable acre by acre. In other words, nature can create unique and notable beauty, but that's the exception and not the rule. On the other hand, every major city in the world has a skyline that often includes one unique, notable building that you can identify by silhouette alone. Man creates things with intent, and intent drives meaning. This meaning is often what you search for, and why many people are pointing out that they'd rather pay $30 or even $60 for an hour-long game like Journey over a game like this. There's a meaning in that experience, and that meaning is what drives emotional connection. Maybe there's a point in the game that doesn't treat the player as the center of the universe, a game that doesn't allow you to complete it, a game where you're merely just a plankton in an endless ocean. Maybe. But the issue here is less that the narrative doesn't treat the user as the ultimate savior, but that there's no narrative at all. You may explore 100 solar systems, but the only drive that you have in doing so is yourself. Well, I think you can look at it as a pointed inverse of the Ubisoft collect them all trope. It feels like it ultimately swings too far in the opposite direction. But don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with procedural generation, but it only works if it pays the way to emergent gameplay. If procedural generation does not serve for emergent gameplay, it gets bland quite fast. We as a species are really good at recognizing patterns. We quickly get a feel for the processes of the procedural generation algorithm behind the scenes. When you see a few universes an algorithm generates, it's like you're seeing them all. Emergent gameplay is what breaks the patterns. Developers struck gold with the survival and procedural generation genre. Survival by crafting in varying landscapes and conditions that gives way to many emergent scenarios. Minecraft obviously comes to mind. Don't starve is another in these games. The balls the procedural generation algorithm throws at you are unique challenges. There's a carry over and learn skills from one game session to a particular universe to the next, but it takes a few playthroughs to be confident that you can survive in almost all environments the game throws at you. Another method for emergent gameplay is, of course, multiplayer. Humans are incredibly complex. So put some humans in the universe and give them abilities that will create the emergent experience for all. My point is that if a procedural generation based game is bland, it rarely is the fault of the procedure generated game's decision. The actual game mechanics should give way to emergent scenarios that break the pattern that is our understanding of the game. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't agree with anything I said today, comment below and start a discussion. Or not, who cares? It's up to you. Have a great day.